let's begin by talking about how you reached the decision that you wanted to run for mayor of Mesquite.
I've lived in Mesquite for 18 years. I've been involved in politics, I've been involved at the local school levels, and I care about the city of Mesquite. I guess that's how I got involved in the race for mayor. I had a number of people talk to me and ask me to run, but overall I care about the city of Mesquite and the direction we're going, and that's what got me involved in this race.
Unlike the city council race, which is all about the votes and what you're going to vote for and what you're going to vote against, the mayor's race is actually more about leadership. Talk a little bit about your approach to leadership, your management style, how you would see yourself functioning as mayor of Mesquite.
My leadership style is performance management. I believe in getting key performance indicators for what you're going to be doing and set goals based on those key performances, the indicators themselves. I guess, for example, we could take the business friendly. What is business friendly in the city of Mesquite? If you ask 7 people, you're going to get 7 different answers. In my opinion, you have a couple of things that, just right off the top of my head, that you can use as a performance indicator. Number one, how fast can you get through the permitting process? How many days does it take? How many businesses have actually completed the business license process? How many have not completed the business license process? And I guess another key performance indicator to me would be how many businesses have completed the business licensing process but not opened their business doors. My whole approach to management is based on the performance issues that we face. We have to set goals, and each department has to have a goal that has those key performance indicators so that we can quantify where we're going and how we're going to get there.
What do you see as your vision for Mesquite in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, within 5 years, that would be a short-term type goal. And I think within the next 5 years, we really need to stabilize the economy that we have. All the economic data coming back right now points to we're starting to turn the corner a little bit. But we need to take the time to strengthen our local businesses here. Are we a resort community? Yes. Are we a retirement community? Yes. I guess the answer is all of the above. I know we've had that conversation before. What is Mesquite going to be? Well, we need to be all of the above. In the next 10 years, we need to have that diversified economy. We need to expand on the businesses that we have in town, and we need to expand on the tourism base that we have here. But for the short term, that first 5 years, we need to really look at strengthening the local economy through increasing tourism. That's our strength right now. That's the most cost-effective way we can go about it at this point.
How would you go about diversifying Mesquite's industries?
I would first check with those people that are here. We need to leverage the businesses that we have here in the community now for their connections, their friendships, to see if we can't get to some of the people that they know, bring them out here and let them take a look and see the other side of Mesquite. We can certainly look at data centers. We have a very strong position there. We can add data centers here. I think that's one of the first areas that we need to look at. We need to leverage some of the businesses here that use data centers, talk to them, get those people out here to take a look around and see if we can move forward. Now, all of this is going to take a long time. There is no easy cure for what we're doing right now. With the economy the way it is, businesses are not willing to move. They can't afford to move their key people right now. They can't get their homes sold, so they're going to stay put. But we need to start doing the groundwork for the diversification now.
What is your position on the Lincoln County annexation, and how would you go forward if this is something that we're going to do?
Well, as you said, it's in the courts. We're going to have to see how that all turns out. One of my big concerns about the Lincoln County land annexation was we were adding to the supply of the homes that we'll be able to build in the city of Mesquite. And my concern is we're going to need to increase demand for the homes overall if all of these entities that are here now, the existing homes and the existing developers, are going to be able to make it through this tough time. I think overall it can be a very positive move for the city of Mesquite, but we have to make sure that tax dollars are not going to be spent up there. We can't burden the local economy again with more tax dollars going out to Lincoln County to build their infrastructure. I think I just cannot justify more tax dollars being spent that we just quite frankly don't have, and we don't have the base to cover it.
Where do you stand on the idea of moving Mesquite's municipal airport from its current location to a location west of Mesquite? And if you can, also talk about the contiguity parcel that is wrapped up with that proposed move.
I'm against the move for the airport. We have our general aviation airport. We're not going to get approval for anything other than a general aviation airport. St. George got the bid and got the approval for a commercial airport. They just put in a 9,300 foot runway. That's 40 miles from here. Back in 1998, there was a lot of studies done in the city of Mesquite that dealt with the airport. I believe it was the Furman Group that came in and did this study, and they basically put it to us this way, that one of two places is going to get the commercial airport. It will either be St. George or Mesquite. We know now, obviously, that St. George got the commercial airport. I don't see any financial advantage to moving the airport over to the Mesa, and we just don't have the money to do it at this time. As far as I know, the land in the area is still Mesquite. We can certainly use that for other things that we may wish to develop in the future.
How would you serve as a leader, and what would you do to get Mesquite behind some of your projects and some of the things that you see for Mesquite, and talk a little bit about some of the projects you would like to introduce to the city of Mesquite?
In talking to our neighbors, our friends, neighbors, everybody that I've spoken with, the key concern that we have right now in the city is accountability. I think anything that leads to more accountability, no matter what it is as a leader, especially in local government, we need to move forward on those issues. Again, going back to what I talked about with performance management, each one of our departments needs a performance agreement with the City Council. We need to drill down to those numbers that we can quantify to show that we're getting the movement we need, whether these are for efficiency, whether it's to stay the same, or whether it's to improve our services. I mean, we can take a look at the rec center, for example, or we can even take a look at the police department. The rec center right offhand, some numbers I can think of that we need to watch. How many softball tournaments do we have coming to town? And next year, how many do you plan to increase that number by? Those are the types of numbers we need, and that's the type of accountability that I want to bring to the city of Mesquite. When it comes to the police department, you can take a look at the different areas in town and see where we're having problems. Pretty much focus on those areas that might need a little more patrolling. Maybe they're only going through once or twice a month, maybe 10 times a month. But increasing the patrols in those areas will obviously decrease the criminal activity and those things that we don't want to have in our city.